What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. I am the Guitarist 562 and I do video game guides and walkthroughs. And in today's video, I'm going to just walk you through how to complete the Void Wasteland. This is challenge level 25. It doesn't really matter. You don't really need to go past 5 or 7, I think, for Amazon. But I'm going to play it just raw so you can see for yourself. It's literally a combination of Cursed Wasteland and a couple of mechanics. So as you can see, the way to get the gold orb in the front, that is always going to be the person that's closest to the boss. So just kind of step away from the boss if you don't want the gold orb, and you'll see what I'm talking about with that. But you see how there's different people here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. The person that's nearest the boss is going to get the gold orb to basically use to destroy things in the actual dungeon. And it's frustrating when other people, like other crossbow players or other greatsword players, they want to get close enough to the boss, but they end up taking it, which kind of ruins the run, because you can control the fight if you know where the gold orb is going to be. The normal things, people get the red orb, so that's obviously going to go to people in the back. They have to stay in the back, run over and drop it off here, or just hug the back and then run back to the front. It's not hard. So as you can see, that character on the right, he came over and he actually dropped the red orb off to the side right here. Once you get it, you need to realize you got to balance the stacks too, because these numbers that you see here mean if you hit 30, you die. So you take turns trading by touching this purple laser beam. Anyone that's here on this laser beam gets a stack. He's not getting any at the moment because I'm eating up the stacks. But once my numbers are too high, I need to go over here with the red if I get it, which the red goes to the furthest part of the furthest player. So the furthest player is going to get this red mark above their head, and then they're going to have to walk it over, drop it off, and get ready to block. So let's continue so you can see. You're going to see the whole video from beginning to end clear. This is a pug run in KR. Same thing's going to apply on Amazon. Obviously, the damage difference is going to be different. I'm playing a healer for this spec. Okay, so you see these gold orbs? We have 1, 2, and I think there's another one, and then there's a doorway. I'm showing you all of the stuff that you're going to expect, by the way. Now, I'm not going to do a video for 3, 5, 7, and 10. I mean 9 and 11. I'm literally just going to show you everything that you need to know. I think around 11 or 13, it just caps out on all the stuff. It just gets progressively harder in terms of like HP. But you see how this guy right here, I'm going to go ahead and pull it back a little bit. I'm at 51. Okay, so you can see the guy right here. He has the orb because he is the closest to the bob. This is the orb that you're going to see. He needs to destroy these orbs. 1, 2, and I think there's another one over here. Or if I'm not mistaken, there's like another one. I'm pretty sure I can't see it. Yeah, it's probably behind me. And you also see the Cursed Wasteland section where we have these doorways. These doorways, you need to open them up to let people cross. And to make it consistent, like I said, the person that gets this gold orb will continuously either go clockwise or counterclockwise. You decide as your group, everyone has their preferences. For this group, obviously, he's going to start here at the 6 pin, but stay closest to the boss because the distance traveled is much less. So let's see what he does. See, as you can see here, there's a third orb right here, which is the last one that he needs to destroy. There's 2 gates. 1, 2 gates right there. Let's go ahead and just keep watching. And we basically move out of the way. 6 rings pull out. I'm sorry, 6 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rings. And if you run that ring into your teammate, you will stun them and fear them. So that's why we are keeping our distance to make sure we are, if you're ranged, you can still DPS the boss. Otherwise, everyone here is controlling the spit. As you see, he is actually shooting the spit here and destroying those orbs, because if you don't destroy these orbs, they actually fall and explode and do a lot of damage for low HP players. As you can see, my HP is only this amount. Well, actually, I'm a healer, so obviously I'm safe. But other players might have 13k or 15k, or if you're tier 1, you have like 10k. So it's extremely difficult to stay alive. Anyway, we're going to keep watching it and show you pretty much everything else. I'm going to go ahead and see if there's anybody else that gets the red mark. If I'm not mistaken, the guy to my right, it's the same thing. He's going to drop it off over here. Boom. He's consistently dropping it off. So at the beginning, it's only 1, but I think sub 50 or sub 30%. It goes to 2 players, so they have to be very cautious to make sure that that does not come to the front. The next major thing, everybody needs to stack, get the DR buff, so that way you guys can live this little mechanic right here. Because if the boss has too many stacks, it's just going to do a lot of damage. We want to make sure the boss doesn't have, what I mean by the stacks is like you can see it on himself. If the laser stacks that he consumes are too high, he's going to wipe a lot of players. So there goes the 3 orbs again. And right here, you can see that it's my job to open this gate because obviously common sense dictates I'm that close to the actual boss. I'm into the door, so let's just do the guy solid. I got out, I have to wait, I heal him. And another thing that you can know as a healer is if you see someone that's feared, don't just stand there and look at him. If you're a longbow player, you can actually purify it. If you have clay salvation, you can purify the fear. And obviously the two different types of blocks. You have the stationary block and you have the rolling Q. Okay, so now let's go down. And that's pretty much all of the mechanics in the dungeon. I can continue to have you keep watching the video. Actually, there's one more. I'm sorry, at the 30% mark. So let's go ahead and do that. Because that's literally the whole thing. It's just going to keep rinsing and repeating until you're pretty much done. All right, let's see. So, boom. You see the red here and you see the red here. He's in the close to this character and that guy's close to that character. While also you need to manage the fact that he wants to do a heavy attack too. So be cautious of that. He's coming here, over here, and now block. He drops it off here. This is the areas you want to drop it off. You can drop it off back here. It just can kind of get dicey. So definitely drop it off towards the middle. He's going to run off. And you can leave the second the red disappears from your head. So that way you can walk back up to the front of the boss and it's safe to move. And look, by then he's already gone. See? The other thing to note too is that you see the little mark here that I have? It's because I'm over 20 stacks. Like I said, if I get to 30, I'm dead. So stop around 20 to 25. If you get to 29, definitely get off. Make sure as a tank, use your defense buff. It helps people stay alive. If you have invisible barrier, sure, throw that up too. Stat wise, I expect people to have 30 to 40 strength. I mean 40 strength for the DR, I guess. It definitely helps. Skill damage resistance, definitely have that up. But it's a fun dungeon. Will I ever do it again? No, because I mean, it's a great way to rune farm. You can do it as a flex, be the first one to hit number 1 on the clear, but that's about it. There you go. I open the door and you see I have to move. I'm gonna go ahead and play that again so you guys can see. Use your head, free space here, and we need to pay attention to the problem children to my left, because if I don't open this door and I just start DPSing, these guys are all dead. So he has a choice. He can run that way or this way, but if he runs that way, this door's closed. So you could go ahead and morph, run out. And honestly, the best way I've figured out is that people just follow the pathing of the other person. Do not run towards the middle. Like if you run this way, run through the back line. Because if you run down the middle, you're going to fear the guy that's trying to blow up these orbs. Okay, so that guy died. We have one more orb. Does he clear it all? No. Okay, perfect example. Boom. Did you see that? I'll play it again so you can see the actual real life example of it crashing. So it's going to hit. These guys are all obviously all geared, so they're not going to get that much damage. But that's pretty much it. You're going to see us clear the dungeon. You're going to get, and also if you want to be lazy like I am, you can let other people get to like challenge level 25. As long as you've cleared like 1 through 11 or whatever, you can have someone invite you into their level, and you can just kind of jump start all the way to 25. Oh, here goes a perfect example of me holding the red. Boom. I'm running off to the side. Boom. It just disappeared. I don't have to stay there anymore. I can go ahead and move. And right now we're just trying to manage everyone's cooldowns, because as you see it's pretty high. I want to keep everyone alive, and I want to make sure that the people with the highest stacks, I probably might have to jump over on that side to make sure that they're not dying, because I want to make sure people don't die. So it's pretty easy to juggle once you get used to it. If you don't, this is what happens if you hit this thing. But it's going to be easy clear. It wasn't too stressful. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a good flex. I'm going to go ahead and run, and you can see for myself. You're going to always notice that I run through the back line. I'm not going to run through the middle, because fearing the guy with the gold is just a bad play. I went from 11 to 25. So if you want to be the guy to unlock the 25, go ahead, and you can invite other people to just cheese it and just unlock the 25 lock. And you could just help all of your guildies as long as you're in there. So that's kind of a cool thing. So you don't have to do everything, but one guy definitely has to get to 25 or 30, and you could basically cheese the rest of the dungeon, and you get all these cool different stats. Might I recommend doing the challenge dungeons? Absolutely. You need to get those runes early game. Oh, this is me being toxic. Sorry, we had to remove another player because pubs are just horrible. But that's how you clear Void Waste. Honestly, you don't need to go higher than 11. I would say get 15-15 to have an easy experience until you get the tier 2 gear and tier 2 accessories to get the numbers up. But it's a lot of fun. It's super easy. And other than that, check out my other challenge dungeon guides. I have Torture Island and this one. I believe I need to go and update the rest because low-key I've been kind of lazy with that stuff. So thanks, guys. And as always, Don't forget to subscribe, comment. I cleared it. If you did, or if you didn't, I'm gonna clear it. And remember, share this video. Stay blessed.